We're basically a fintech innovator backed by patented intellectual property rights, aiming to break even in year 4 post a Series A investment. The company purpose, well, we aim to become the reference fintech company for users and small businesses to improve social and financial inclusion, but through innovative technology. The main problems we want to solve are actually, compared to 5 months ago when we made the last presentation, is one more. So today we got 4. The first account users are required to have another account to open their first account. Obviously, it makes no sense, but we solved the problem. Merchants, well, they have a high cost of doing business when collecting payments by current point of sale payment systems. And then fintech apps in general all have to have internet access to make a transaction. It limits the possibilities. So we're going to fix that too. And then the last one, which affected us personally as a business just recently, is fraud prevention. Mostly those are detected after the fact, and it erodes profits. So we have to fix that fourth problem too. The solutions to those issues were the following. The first ever account deposit is the main issue. So we fixed that by a technology we call bumping, where users can deposit cash through a nearby user by bumping technologies, literally bumping 2 mobiles together, and they transferred their first deposit into their own account through a nearby user. Merchant payments collection, well, our technology auto-configures the smartphone as a proprietary point of sale for a fraction of the current costs. And then internet access, well, we got 2 IPRs, 2 filed patents, and actually granted in the US and in Europe. Our users will be able, with one click of a button, to auto-configure their smartphones and share internet with nearby users from our system. And last but not least, a very important one is the fraud prevention. Our patent pending technology, which we filed literally less than 2 months ago, allows to prevent fraud on existing accounts and blacklist fraudsters from creating future new accounts. Okay? What is the secret sauce of our business? Well, basically the secret sauce is the products and lies inside the products, the technology we use, and the patents we filed for it to give us the protection we needed. In fact, IPR protection protects against very cash-rich other competitors. It makes features in our product offering also very unique. As our corporate slogan says, we don't copy, we innovate. The market size of the 3 segments we're going for, basically, main one is consumers, is on the Hispanic diaspora, Muslim diaspora, and then the British expatriates. I mean, roughly 2.8 million Latin Americans in Spain, 44 million Muslims in Europe. That's a staggering number. The second market segment we want to address is the POS, or point of sale segment. Globally today, that market segment is $75 billion US, a massive market in which we want to have, our little piece of the pie. And then the last one, which I told you affected us just recently, just a couple of months ago, is fraud. A very costly business. So we actually fixed it by IPR, and we filed a patent for it. We reduced, in our case, our fraud protection by roughly 80% just in a couple of weeks when we switched on our own patent pending technology. The global market size for that market segment, a staggering 28.8 billion today, and expected to grow just in the next 3 years to $63 billion. The partnership, well, just importantly, maybe to give you an update from 5 months ago to now, we increased the app installs to 27,000 already, 9,000 active users. Roughly the cost per registration is about 52 euro. And the key partnerships stem from the last patent we filed, which is the anti-fraud system. We signed a very nice agreement with a company called Kite Consulting. They're basically a firm who provide PCI certification for third parties, including for traditional banks, fintech companies, and so forth. So from the 4th quarter of this year, they will provide our anti-fraud check system to their clients as an additional option. We still are negotiating with Dunkin' Coffee Spain for a letter of intent. We have no doubt we will achieve it because we already did a deal with them back in 2018. With the vending machine business in Spain, okay, that LOI is already done. And that company is virtually just over 100 million euro turnover. So, we get the nice piece of that action. Who are we as a team? Well, on the top left, you see myself with two other co-founders. And on the right, the bigger picture is basically 15 guys in the rest of the team that provided R&D, customer support, and you name it. The ask for this Series A. Well, before we ask, let's tell you what we already did in raise. We raised $750,000 US dollars from a friends and family seed round back in second quarter last year. In the third quarter of last year, we raised seed investment of about $2 million from one YouTube channel from our co-founder that you saw in the previous picture. And literally, end of last month, we closed this year's seed round, and we raised 2.3 million US dollars. So what is the ask? Well, we're asking for a Series A of about 6 million pounds. And we leave you with the highlights, which are basically this. On the right, you see a newspaper ad, which is in Spain, massive distribution in printed version, but also online. And I'll leave you with the highlights here. Look, I thank you very much. I hope to see you guys as an investor soon. And thanks for having me.